Hello everyone, Novaexplosion. I am back with another video, top 5 video games or favorite games of all time, but I am not alone. I have my good friend Wicked here to join me, and we're going to talk about 5 of our favorite games. Wicked, if you want to say anything to the audience?
What's up everybody, Wicked, welcome in, welcome to another video. We're going to get started here right away.
Alright, so the way we're going to do this is we decided that instead of just saying our top 5s, we're going to guess the other person's game. So basically, I will say, I'll let Wicked start. I will let him say his number 5 game, but before he says it, I'm going to guess it. We're going to see how close we are to guessing the other person's games. But yeah, without further ado, let's get started. Alright, so for Wicked's number 5, I already know 2 of them, so these other 3, I'm actually like, I have no idea what they will be. I have a pretty good idea for one of them, but I'm not sure if I'm right. There's only 2 I definitely know. But for your number 5, I'm gonna guess. I have 2 right now, I'm guessing, but I think I'm gonna probably guess Darksiders. That's gonna be my guess.
And alright, my number 5 is one I was not expecting, but I was playing through the games again, and it's Super Mario RPG.
Oh.
I friggin' first played this when it came out in 2023, the remake. I just loved the combat. It was really fun. I loved the story, really cute and charming. Everything about this game was a really nice little package, and I just loved it. I fell in love with the game. It was so much fun.
Yeah, I definitely wasn't expecting that, but yeah, Wicked did play Super Mario RPG, and that was one I was not expecting. Anything else you want to add about Mario RPG? Or
No, I really just love the gameplay, the turn-based combat with the button presses when you go into combat. It's just really fun. I just recommend everyone playing that game at least once in their life.
yeah, that is a game on my list, and I played Paper Mario, which is similar. It has like the button presses as well, and like the guarding and stuff. But yeah, all right, your number 5 is Super Mario RPG. So Wicked, now you are gonna take a guess at what you think my number 5 is.
Yeah, so I know I think you talk about it a lot, and I want to say, man, I know it's a newer game, but you really love the game. I'm gonna say Expedition 33. Even though it's really new, it might have cracked your top 5.
Expedition 33, man, that game was awesome. Really, really great, but that is not it, unfortunately. But that actually was a big consideration because I had a really hard time narrowing this list down. But my number 5 is Arc the Lad 2, which is one of my favorite PlayStation 1 games. I recently replayed it, and I have a newfound love for the game. I enjoy the simple tactical gameplay. I actually enjoyed it a lot more the second time I did it, and Arc the Lad 2's story is possibly one of the best stories I've seen in a video game, especially for the time it was made. And it's done really well. And I really like some of the characters, especially the protagonist. I'm not going to go too deep into spoilers, but I really did like the characters in the game, especially the protag. The story was great, and the gameplay was just simple tactics, and it was really fun. And it's got some good music, and it's also got a good amount of stuff to do in the game. It's just always fun to be doing the content in that game, which is a big reason I always try to do everything when I play it. But yeah, I speak lyrical about Arc the Lad 2 all the time, but Arc the Lad 2 is my number 5.
Man, I knew Arc the Lad 2 was going to be on your list, but I thought it was going to be a little bit higher. So now I'm nervous on my other guesses here, but it'll be all right.
All right then, yeah. So we're gonna move on to number 4 here. So, all right, Wicked. My guess for your number 4 was actually gonna be Claire Obscure Expedition 33. I was thinking between my number 5. I was thinking between Darksiders or Claire Obscure. I was thinking which game you'd like more, but that's gonna be my guess because again, I really only know 2 of yours, and one of them I might know.
Yeah, Expedition 33 was considered. I thought it was going to be like number 5, But looking back at my playthroughs of Super Mario and Expedition, I just like Super Mario more at the end of the day. But my number 4 pick is a game that does not get enough love. It's Hexus Force. It's for the PSP. It's a really awesome, charming, turn-based game where you have 2 different stories you can play through, and both sides of the stories are completely different. And I just think that works so well, because the games like Star Ocean 2, Star Ocean 6, and other games like that, you have dual protagonists, but the stories are like really similar. Not in this game. The games are so different in the stories, different party members, different combat. It's just a lot of fun. It's really charming. It has a really cool crafting mechanic in the game. And I just love the charming story of this game. I think it's really well done. And not enough people talk about it, and not enough people play the game.
Yeah, Hexaforce was not a game I was expecting. Also a game I never played, but yeah, I might have to check it out now since you love it that much. But that's not one I was thinking you'd pick, but sounds like a really good time. If you want to take a crack at my number 4.
All right, number 4, I think it's going to be in a series that you love, and you love the game. I just don't know if you love it enough to put it in your top 5, and that is Final Fantasy VIII.
Final Fantasy VIII is really, really special to me. Really good game. I do like it a lot. I do have a Final Fantasy game on this list, which is no surprise because FF is like my 3rd favorite franchise. So I definitely have an FF game on this list, but it is unfortunately not 8 on this list. But my number 4, I'm honestly going with Dragon Quest Heroes 2 for this one. And I've been thinking a lot about this, and I'm going to talk a bit about personal bias with the game, but I do have some other stuff to say about the game itself, but I just have a lot of fond memories of this game. I have so many fond memories of buying the game on release. It came out in 2017, and I remember, like, rushing out of school and getting ready to play it. It was just it was a great feeling to have, and sometimes I wish I can go back to that simple time, but as for the game itself, I really like it. It's like such a love letter to Dragon Quest, it feels like. It's got, like, a ton of veterans from the games, and like the gameplay is really fun, and they did incredible at making this game feel more like an action RPG for a Dragon Quest game, because the first game was like a Musou, and this game still is, but it did so well at having like explorable fields and like more RPG like mechanics. I really like the way the characters interact with each other. The protagonists are pretty solid. I think the story is it's pretty good. It's nothing crazy, but I think it's pretty good. And this was actually one of the games that I actually took the time to get the platinum for, and getting the platinum for this game, it's no easy task. Like, it takes you close to 200 hours, but this game never got boring, so I think the fact that I can play this game for so long, like almost 200 hours of playtime, just really shows how awesome I think it is and how special of a game it is to me. But yeah, that's Dragon Quest Heroes 2, which I think a lot of people should check out because it does not get enough attention.
I was not expecting that at all. I mean, I know you love Dragon Quest 2, but I did not think it was going to be in your top 5. But that's a nice pick. I got to play that game one day because I think I'm going to love it a lot more than the first one because it looks a lot better for sure.
Yeah, I honestly think you will. It was like I was choosing a Dragon Quest game. It was between Dragon Quest Heroes 2 and Dragon Quest 11. And honestly, I'll be straight up. If I didn't have the personal attachment I did to Heroes 2, I probably would have picked 11. But I think Heroes 2 just it's a great game altogether, but it also has a special place in my heart. So I think that kind of edged it out 11 for me. But yeah, anyway, your number 3. Now, this is the one I might be right about, but I'm going to take a crack and say it's Kingdom Hearts 2, because I know you really like Kingdom Hearts 2. I know it's your favorite Kingdom Hearts game, and I've heard you speak pretty favorably about the game. So that's going to be my guess for your number 3.
Kingdom Hearts 2, it was a good pick, good choice, but I don't know if I would like it as in my top 5. I think it's just out, like top 10, but number 3 for me is a game that you love, and I just played it for the first time this year. It's Lunar Silver Star Story. When I tell you I fell in love with this game when I played it, oh my god, I fell in love. The characters were so charming, so much fun. I loved every single character, even Nash. Damn you, Nash. But the characters were so fun, so charming. The story was really simple, but it was effective. It worked like really well. And it never had any fluff in it. It was all story, all action. I just really liked it. The combat is super simple, super easy to understand it into, dive into the combat. But again, it worked. It worked so well. It was easy, simple, but a lot of fun to just mindlessly grind enemies, fight, and then get the conclusion to the story. One of the best simple games I've ever played, and I loved it so damn much.
Wow, Lunar. Like, dude, I was not expecting you to pick Lunar for your top 5. Like, because I remember I played this game a lot of times, and this kid here played the remaster when it released, and I was just like, yeah, I'm really happy he liked it, like, enough to put it on his top 5. I definitely wasn't expecting that. I know you speak highly of Lunar. We have that. We both really love the game, but yeah, Lunar is a great game. I second that. It was fairly close to making my top 5. I had it in mind. I had a lot of games in mind. I played so many games, so I did have Lunar in mind. I would have picked Lunar 2 though, because I prefer Lunar 2 just slightly, but I definitely considered Lunar 1 and 2 because they're both incredible. And if you're watching this, I'd recommend playing the remasters that just dropped. But yeah, I guessed yours, so you guess my number 3 now.
All right, your number 3. I have 3 games in mind that I think could be flip-flopped either way, but I think Valkyrie Profile 2 is going to be your number 3.
Valkyrie Profile 2. So, I have not played Valkyrie Profile 2, which is the sequel on PS2. But even if you were guessing Valkyrie Profile 1, that actually would have been a really good pick. I adore that game. But, it is actually Tales of Grace's F. So, we're moving on to Tales of, and as we all know, I love Tales of, and Wicked here loves Tales of. We'll talk about that. But anyway, Tales of Grace's F is my favorite Tales game. It was actually fairly difficult to choose between this game and Berseria, because I think Berseria edges Grace's out in some respects, but Grace's has such a great cast, amazing skits, really fun gameplay, and the story is good enough. Like, I think a lot of people hate on the story, but I think the story is pretty solid. Like, obviously it's not groundbreaking, but I think the story is pretty good. The characters are great, and the characters make the journey for me. If you've been watching me for a while, you know that. But, and the gameplay is just really fun, music is pretty solid, and I really like Tales of Grace's F. Like, I love chaining different combos and like playing as different characters, and again, this wasn't my first Tales game, but this was like the first, other than Symphonia, like the first Tales game I have some pretty fond memories of. Like, I remember playing it, not when it released, but when I first played it, but it was just really fun, and I played it countless times. I resonate with Tales of Grace's so much, so that's why it's here as my number 3.
You know, I meant to say Valkyrie Profile 1 when my pick, but I knew Tales of Grace was going to be on your list because you love it. I just thought it was going to be number 2. That was going to be my number 2 pick for you, but dang.
I see. Okay.
Oh, man, I love that game.
Yeah, it's really good. But yeah, Valkyrie Profile 2, I was thinking to myself, like, man, it is on my list, though. I have to finally play that game. I haven't played it, but yeah, I figured you probably meant Valkyrie Profile 1, but, you know. Alright, so I need to guess your number 2, and your number 2 is Final Fantasy X, is my guess.
Alright, you know my number 1 and 2 games. You already know it by heart, but thinking about this top 5, I changed it. It is actually Tales of Vesperia. After rethinking about it, I think my favorite game of all time is changed. Vesperia is still awesome. I love it so much. It's my second favorite game of all time. Between the amazing combat, the characters are really fun. The story's okay at best. It's not the best story ever, but just my fond memories of playing this game for 300 hours pretty much straight when I first discovered this game is the reason why I love this game so much. It was my first RPG I played in pretty much my whole life because I was always like a Madden Call of Duty kid. But Vesperia broke me into JRPGs, and I played more hours into this game than any other game. I love it so much. The combat, characters, music, the overall world of Terra Luminaries is so... I just love it. I fall in love with this game every single time I play it. It's so good.
Yeah, so basically, I've known Wicked's number 1 and 2 games ever since we've been friends. I've known his number 1 and 2, but yeah, I was not expecting that switch. It was quite a surprise. I'm glad it was a bit of a surprise because I knew those 2 games, the number 1 and 2. But anyway, if you want to take a crack at my number 2, you can.
All right, I'm pretty confident that what your number 1 is, and I think your number 2 is a Final Fantasy game because you said that, and I want to say it's Final Fantasy VII Rebirth.
And you would be correct. So yeah, Wicked gets 1 point for getting one right. But yeah, anyway, so yeah, FF7 Rebirth is my number 2 game. Again, Final Fantasy is one of my favorite franchises, and FF7 wasn't even my favorite FF game before the remake came out, but playing remake, it was just like, it was great to see a like FF7 world fully realized. I really love the characters in the story, but we're talking about Rebirth, and I had to kind of get the remake stuff out because this is a direct sequel to FF7 Remake, and I love the character interactions. They have such great chemistry with each other. The gameplay system is really fun. It's one of the best gameplay systems I've ever done. I love the action and the ATB stuff. It's really good. They add more combat abilities than FF7 Remake. They just expand upon it. And you get to explore a whole sprawling world. Like, you get to explore the world of Gaia. It looks really beautiful. And some of the side content is just really good. It'll keep you busy, but this is a game I was happy to spend, like, almost 90 hours on in my playthrough because it's just that big. But I don't want to talk too much about it because you should go experience it yourself, but it's got amazing characters, really good story, fun combat, like the best combat I've played personally, and also the music is just great. But it was just a ton of fun, and it was great. Some of these FF7 characters have become my favorite because of Remake and Rebirth. But yeah, so FF7 Rebirth, especially after playing hard mode, remains my number 2.
I knew it. I absolutely knew it. You talk nothing about great things about the game, and I need to finally dive into the remake and then Rebirth myself.
Yeah, definitely.
Great games. I've heard great things, and I want to play them so bad.
Absolutely, man. But yeah, all right. So number 1. Well, this one. So I was gonna guess Tales of Vesperia because I thought Wicked's favorite game was Tales of Vesperia, but this one's got to be Final Fantasy X, right?
You are correct, and my reason is it was Vesperia for the longest time, but I replayed Final Fantasy X again like a few months ago on my own time, and that really solidified my pick for number 1 RPG of all time for me because I fell in love with the characters again. I fell in love with the story again. The gameplay is still one of the best Final Fantasy gameplays I've played. I just love the turn-based combat, and the fact is the sphere grid allows you to play your characters however you want, right? Like this recent playthrough I did, I made Lulu my fast damage dealer with like Tidus, and I made Tidus my black mage because I just love the replayability of this game and the different stuff you can do with the sphere grid. The story brings me to tears every single time I see the story. I think it's one of the most beautiful stories I've ever seen. The characters are also amazing. I love how they all connect to one another in such a great way. The music is so good. It's probably my favorite Final Fantasy soundtrack of all time. The world of Spira is beautiful, absolutely amazing. It has a somber tone, but they lighten it up with the characters and stuff like that. Overall, I fall in love with this game every single time I play it, and it's my number 1 for a reason.
Yeah, Final Fantasy X is awesome. So for those who don't know, FF10 was actually my favorite Final Fantasy game for a while. I honestly tie FF10 and 10-2. I love them about evenly, but FF10 was my favorite Final Fantasy before I played the remake and the rebirth for FF7, but really great game. I just want to add on to what Wicked said because I do love Final Fantasy X, and definitely, if not for remake and rebirth, it would probably be on my list as well because I love the world of Spirit, and it's just great. I pretty much second everything Wicked just said about it. It's a really great game, FF10, a classic, and yeah, I adore it a lot as well. But yeah, Wicked, close it out by guessing my number 1, which I feel like you do
Your
know.
number 1. Let's see. It's really, it could be either the first one or the second one, but I'm pretty sure your favorite game is Grandia 2.
Yes, absolutely. That is correct. My number one game is Grandia 2. Now, I have a story similar to how Wicked's story was. I played Grandia 1, like a ton of times. Like, so many times, even before the remaster. And I played Grandia 2 a good bit too, but I played Grandia 1 so much more. And then when the remaster came out, I played them again. And I actually used to say Grandia 1 was my favorite game of all time because I've always loved the charm of it and like the characters and especially the protagonists of it and their relationship. But I think what makes Grandia 2 slightly better to me than Grandia 1 is just that it has my all-time favorite protagonist. It's quite simple as that. Like the recent, fairly recent, it was like a year and a half ago by now, a fairly recent Grandia 2 playthrough I did, like, I love Ryudo. I love the protagonist of Grandia 2. He's my absolute favorite protagonist of all time. And I think that's honestly that's like the one reason I was able to pick between Grandia 2 and 1. I honestly, like, I can't pick otherwise. They both have different tones and settings and stuff and stories. But anyway, back to Grandia 2. The story is really great. It's, for a game of its age, it has a pretty good story, pretty interesting setup, and I like the gameplay a lot. The gameplay is just really fun. Some of the best turn-based combat I've ever done. I just love it. And the characters are great, and I especially love their bond and how they interact with each other, and like they got really good chemistry with each other. So it's got great characters, great story, really good music as well, and the combat's just really fun. But yeah, both Grandia games are great. But Grandia 2 is my number one because Ryudo is just my favorite protagonist, and yeah, that's what it comes down to.
I knew it. You talk about those games so much, and I gotta play those games one day. They're on my list. I'm gonna play them soon, but I knew Ryudo was your favorite protagonist of all time, so that was a lock for you, number one. And for good reason. I heard so many great things about that game, so I'm excited to play it one day.
Yeah, I'm excited for you to play it as well. It's great. But yeah, before we close out, I think what we can do is, Wicked, if you have any games that we didn't talk about, like just, you don't have to like talk extensively about them, just a couple of games you were considering for your top 5. Other games that maybe made it close, if you want to just shout out a few names.
I gotta say Fairy Tail, the PS4 RPG, is my favorite anime, and the game that it's based off of is really good as well, but I don't think it's quite good enough for a top 5, but I love that game. And then we got Star Ocean 2 I really loved. I love that game a lot. We mentioned Expedition 33, you mentioned Dragon Quest 11. Those games would be on there as well. We're very high up. And that's pretty much the ones I can think of off the top of my head.
Yeah, okay, so yeah, I had a couple here. Like I was talking to Wicked here, my number 5 and my number 4 too, but mostly my number 5 was hard. Because I love a lot of games, but some games that made it really close to the list would be Live Alive made it really close. I wanted to put Live Alive on the list. The reason I did it is because I really love Live Alive. I do, but like it's not as I just love it, but it's not as character focused as some of the other games, and I think that kind of edged it out fairly. But I do really love Live Alive. Like it's got good characters, but it's not character focused as the others. So I had Live Alive on as a runner-up. I also had Wild Arms Ultra Code F, which Wild Arms is my second favorite series, so I wanted a Wild Arms game, and Wild Arms Ultra Code F is my favorite. I also had Valkyrie Profile, and like Wicked said, Expedition 33 was considered, as well as Lunar 2, which Wicked talked about, Lunar 1, and I also had Judgment, because I really loved the story of Judgment and Yagami as a protagonist, but as a game, it got edged out from the top 5, but it might make a top 10 because I love those two things. But yeah, that's all I got for my honorable mentions.
Yeah, that's pretty much it, man. There's so many other games I could think of, but we don't have time to talk about all the games today, but maybe in another video we can do another type of list like this.
Yeah, for sure, definitely. But yeah, that's all we got for you guys today. But hopefully you all enjoyed our top 5 favorite video games of all time. Maybe let us know in the comments what your top 5 favorite video games of all time are, and we will catch you all for more rankings in the future.